Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Your Pleasure Incorporated into Daily Living. I'm your host, Ellen Nicholas Rathbone, sensuality consultant and life coach. Today, I want to start my 5-part series on love. Love is such an important part of our lives, and there is so much misunderstanding around it. So I want to break it up into the 5 different kinds of love. And today I want to talk about just romantic love. But to be clear, there is motherly love, fatherly love, brotherly love, love of God, and romantic love. So all of these are part of the life that we have, and all of these are what we need in our lives to make it more fulfilling and more satisfying, and to really feel a connection with other human beings. But romantic love in particular is something that is constantly talked about in different romantic movies, and it's the storyline for romantic novels, and people talk about it, they want it all the time. And you hear about romantic love in books, in movies, and in music, except what you're hearing is not about love. For the most part, it's about ownership. It's about dominance. It's about having someone as a possession to use and to enjoy at your whim. And of course, when you get tired of enjoying them at your whim, to discard them. So the thing about love is that there are 4 different parts to love. And romantic love in particular, there must be knowledge of each other, care for one another, responsibility towards one another, and respect for one another. If these or any of these is missing, then what you're probably dealing with is not love, it's lust. Now, what's the difference between love and lust? Well, love is enduring. It gets stronger with age. It has a lot of experiences behind it. There's a lot of compatibility. You're learning about each other, and your affection for each other continues to grow. Lust, on the other hand, it feels the same because it gets the juices going. You're immediately attracted to this person, but like a fire, lust burns very quickly. It's hot, 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 and then it burns out. Where love is enduring, and it takes time, and it takes effort, and it takes knowledge and care and responsibility and respect. Lust doesn't take any of that. It might take desire, it might take physical attraction, it might be inspired by the pheromones that you both have, but that's not necessarily love. Now, we are all a compilation of all of our relationships. And believe it or not, your first love is your parents. For boys, it's their mother, and for girls, it's their daddy. And if you have a solid relationship with that parent, then you grow up basing your likes for the opposite sex on what you got from that parent as far as their care and their responsibility towards you. I'm not saying that you're interested in your mother or your father, but certain characteristic traits are there that you find appealing in a partner, and you're looking for these things in a partner. I mean, how else are you supposed to figure out what is right for you? So you start with your parents, and then this is subconscious, of course, but then as you go through experiences, you find, wow, this person, well, they cook like my mom, or they know how to fix things like my dad, or, and you find yourself finding them more and more attractive and adding on layers to that attraction. So, that's something that you have to consider when you think about loving relationship. Now, I have to tell you, in today's society, the music, the movies, often romantic novels, all of these illustrate lust. there's very little out there that has anything to do with love. In fact, most of what is talked about is physical attraction. And of course, that's very important, but that's not the only thing. You can find somebody not necessarily physically attractive, but if they are psychologically attractive to you, you can find love for that person. And your love for that person can develop and grow. And the next thing you know, you're in love with that person because they know you and they're kind to you and they are generous with you and you feel safe with them. So love is something that, as I mentioned earlier, it grows and it develops over time. Now, I have studied a little bit of Ayurveda, and there are three basic doshas. There's the Vata, the Pitta, and the Kapha. So Vatas are thin people. They're very energetic. Pittas are muscular people. They have a lot of energy and they're a fire element. Is what, they're very fiery people. And Kaphas are earth people. And they're a little slower moving, but once they learn something, they hold on to it. So there's each one of these has their own positives. Well, Vadas, to show a Vata that you love them, there's a lot of physical contact. There's massages, there's hand holding, there's hugging, there's all kinds of physical attention. And if you are paying attention to your Vata lover, you will give them all kinds of physical attention because that to them is truly love. I mean, you can make them a nice meal and they'll appreciate it. You can do something nice for them and they'll appreciate it. But the bottom line is what they need most is to be touched, and to be touched in a considerate, loving, caring, sensitive way. Now, Pittas, on the other hand, are more of a show me kind of love. If you love a Pitta, then you have to show them that you love them. You can't just say it. Hugs are not going to do it. You have to show them. So it is by showing them interest in what they're about, by showing them considerations, by knowing them and being there for them in all the different aspects of life. That's what you do for a Pitta. So Pitta's love is show me. And Kapha's love is feed me. When you love a Kapha and you give them a delicious, nourishing meal and you cook for them regularly, showing them the time, effort, care that you put into this meal just to make sure that they are nourished, that is true love to a Kapha. So depending on the body type, look at them, study them, maybe learn a little bit about Ayurveda, but each one of these doshas has a different appreciation and they get a different message from you by the kind of love and attention that you show them. So I hope this information was helpful, and I hope that you will join me again next week for the second installation on love. Next week, we're going to talk about motherly love, and I hope that you will join me for that. See you again next week. Bye for now. And do your Kegels. Bye.